Awesome. Now, before we begin, Adishua Gaya Itaya Gaya Itaya Gaya Itaya. Come on now. Okay. All right. You got it. Thank you very much once again. Yeah.
I thought you were too young for that kind of music.
No, I was there. I remember because I was genuinely there.
Good.
Awesome. Now, let's begin with this. You're a legend in the game, and you've given us countless hits time and again, and you're still actively releasing music even today, which is amazing. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah. What has kept you consistent throughout the years in your music?
Well, for me, it's just been very hard to stay away from music. You know, no matter what it is I'm up to, I always get back home to a guitar, or maybe wherever I am, I usually move with a guitar in my car. So I'm always composing something fresh or playing around with something. So my heart is ever on stage, except, you know, you've got to have some relevance for you to command an audience on stage, you know. So that's where now you have to work hard. But I've always just loved music, and so I just find I can't stay away from it.
Now, what lessons would you say you've learned so far in your whole music journey?
Lessons?
Yeah.
I have learned to be patient.
Yeah.
You know, music is, if you're in a hurry, you never know when it's going to happen. You just have to be expectant at every instant. And, you know, that demands that you are always disciplined. And I think the same goes for a lot of trades or professions. You've got to really be diligently searching for it. And music, the challenge with music is that is the same throughout your music life. You've got to always be pushing. Even when you're on top, if you release something new and you do not market it, you might find yourself, you know, your numbers going down. So in music, you should always be pushing yourself. So I've learned to be patient. I've learned to push hard. I've also understood humanity somehow. To some extent, music has helped me appreciate humanity. That, you know, we need to appreciate each other, even, you know, with our differences.
Awesome. Now, let's get into your headspace. Let's take a trip down memory lane. All the way to the 2000s, when you release hits such as Aitaya, Nganafulo, and so many others, that if we start playing here, all of us will start dancing in here. We'll have a whole concert. But let's look at your writing then and your writing now. Describe the transition that you've had so far all throughout the years, and what has kept you relevant to the pen.
Well, I think, firstly, music is, most of us musicians, artists, we create from a space we are familiar with, and mostly to be our own lives, and if not, to be the lives that we experience, you know, through the people we mingle with. So when I was starting out, I was very militant. You know, you're at that stage where you believe you can bring about a big change, and, you know, so you're always on fire. So my writing, I think it was, you know, quite fearsome, quite, you know. It was just because I really didn't mind what came out of it. Because when I did Nganafulwa, I was warned to say, you know, can you be talking about, because those days when you say Buju, you didn't want to be known you are the one who said
Buju.
You see, so I just said, Buju na, Mona Buju, what, and, you know, after that, I would find police officers, they would tease me about it, until I've gotten very comfortable that, you know, actually, you know, it was nothing wrong with that. So I've learned a lot. Yeah.
Now, you are a legend in the music game, and one thing that I want to pick your brain on is music distribution. And back then, in the early 2000s and so on and so forth, it was quite difficult to handle distribution because, you know, it would be in CDs or cassettes, time and everything like that. But what do you make of distribution then and now, and how has it helped you and your growth now that it's 2023 and you still have music out?
Well, I wouldn't say much about growth because I think I'm yet to experience it. But the difference is, you know, back then, when you released something, you must be ready to stock up physical boxes of cassettes or CDs. And that demanded that you have money upfront to have those printed. Well, sometimes if your music has got substance, you might find the well-wisher who would invest the money, and then when you sell the CDs, they get their portion. So we had something to at least bargain with. But now, I think when you release something, you upload the music on those platforms, and then you sit and wait for the numbers. For me, I'm yet to trust the process because I haven't seen the money come to me. Back then, I know that if I put a pile of my CDs, cassettes, if I look at them and a few of them are gone, I expect cash money.
Yeah.
So that's the difference.
Right there.
Yeah, but now the good thing is that the potential is higher for you to earn from music. And those days, we were earning like, you know, change here and there from performances. Now, artists are commanding big figures, and we've seen lives transform. So even parents now are much more supportive of their children maybe venturing into music, because they can see that there is rewards from music. Back then, that was the start of all the scolding at home is, you're still doing music. Aren't you supposed to be studying? But I passed, and we're on holiday.
Yeah. But why are you doing music?
You know, so that's a huge difference for me. And it's interesting to experience this time now, because the difference for me is close to 30 years. You know, 25 to 30 years since I started. So it's a huge difference. Technologically speaking, a lot has evolved. I'm coming from an era of Walkman, you know.
Yeah.
But now you've got these gadgets, you just
plug
it somewhere there and there, you know. So things have changed.
Yeah. Awesome. Now let's also talk about live bands then. You know, you are a live musician as much as you record music in studio and everything like that. Now live bands are coming back and they're a thing. Like almost every single weekend there's a show, there's a live band playing. How would you describe the whole transition process from the 2000s and now it's 2023, and how do you feel Zambian music is changing, especially with live bands and live musical performances?
Well, firstly, on the live band side, I am so encouraged to see a lot of youngsters playing, you know, as a band on stage, and most of today's artists starting to, you know, learn to perform with a band. I think it's good that they've seen the importance of doing that, because it helps maintain your relevance. You see, when you're able to play music straight from instruments, even when you don't have a hit, just recreating your own music, people will be, you know, you are marvel to watch, you know, because it's all coming together right there and then. So I'm happy with that. And now I'm encouraged because there's a lot of shops now selling musical instruments. Yeah. Back then we had maybe one shop, and it was just a musician who had the heart for Zambian musicians, the late Mr. Charles Muyama. He just took pity on us Zambian musicians, and you know, he had the shop where he would sell us, you know, music accessories and stuff like that. But today I'm happy to see shops opening just for music, and we're getting to see a lot of gadgets now reach Zambia, so a lot of youths can afford a guitar because, you know, they can see it and they can save it, they can save for it. Back then, even when you had money, there was no guitars to pick from, to choose from, so that is a huge plus to the music industry.
Amazing. Now, you have a brand new single out, just came out recently. I'm not Bemba, so pardon me, Chitemwikofye. Chitemwikofye. Okay, I'm learning. Chitemwikofye. Let's know a little bit more about the song. What inspired it?
Well, so now last year, I released my album called Zambezi Roots. Yes. Now, maybe the reason you didn't invite me to your show then was because maybe that music in that album really did not appeal to you. And it's not your fault. It was my fault. Because that was, that's when I started doing my comeback.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to do all the music that I had been keeping up all these years that I didn't release.
That you wanted to just put up on the
So
on the
when I
platform,
did that, I noticed that I did not impress a lot of the young people. I impressed all my old fans. I had something each one of them felt there.
Yeah.
But the new people, the music was still strange. So then the rest of this year now, I've been focusing, listening to what you guys are listening to, and in about October, I, called my producer, Don Punk, and I said, make me a beat. I want it modern, and I want it to be exactly what you're just dreaming of. Don't listen to whatever suggestions I'll make. Just make it from your own mind, from your own creative process, according to how you understand the music today.
Yeah.
So he made the beat, and I listened to it. I took up the challenge to write something for it. I did. We were in the studio with the band, and then Misfit, because she's one of the backing singers in the band.
Yeah.
So she jumped onto a bass as well, and that's how we have Chitemwikofye.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right. I saw you gave her an opportunity, and this is something that is not necessarily strange for you. We've seen you time and again invest in Zambian music, invest in different acts, and also I've seen you on your platform now vibing to Zambian music. You say that technology has greatly shifted, but we see your live videos,
Yes, but that's because I've been learning.
Yeah.
I've been learning, and I watch your show, I watch other shows, and I can see what is interesting the youth today. I'm almost getting there, so maybe I'll start writing, songs that are getting to the youth now. But it doesn't mean that I've abandoned my style. As artists, especially where I've reached now, really, I got so much. So if I keep it there, what for? I'd rather, if I feel some reggae tune, I'll sing for you. If I feel Kalundra tune, I'll sing for you. So right now, I really don't mind what I churn out, as long as if people like it, I'll do more of it.
Awesome. Now, before I do let you go, I want to be able to understand something. People or artists that have reached the pinnacle of music that you're at right now, they are doing like music festivals, they have their own concerts. Should we expect something from Nasty D like that? Because you recently celebrated your jubilee, your birthday. I know I'm late, but happy birthday.
Thank you.
Yeah, I made it official because we didn't bring you when you released Zambezi Roots, so I hope that makes up for it. Does that make up for it?
What can I say?
Okay, it's made up for it.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that. And so, so going into next year, I mean, this is, coming here is what I didn't do with my last album. Now that I've come to see you, talk to your viewers, and I'm going around doing that wherever I'm, accepted to do it, I think going into next year, even some young people now are beginning to ask, how is this Nasty D? Yeah, so I think I'll do a bit more shows, live shows. I won't do any Nasty D festival.
We are hoping you can.
Unless someone honors me with it, but right now, I think for most of next year, I just want to have a lot of stage experience. Putting up a gig, putting up a show, you should, I hope you've asked Danica how much it goes through to put up those gigs.
Yes.
Yeah, and he's a tough boy, that one.
Yeah.
So for me, I mean, I'm just ready to jump on stage, enjoy more stage experience. In future, if someone comes up with an idea, well and good.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much for joining us on the show today. What I look forward to are the concerts, the dances, most especially the dances, especially Ajamu Aita.
Now,
I'm looking forward to it.
Now I'm hoping I can travel to the Copper Belt and learn those copper dances.
I think we should calm down.